In this example, I'm multiplying binomials again, but I want to show you something that's going to happen with this particular instance. So let's go ahead and use our FOIL. So I begin with the product of my first. So I've got 3xy times 3xy. Now piece by piece, 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared, and y times y is y squared. Now I'll proceed to my outers. Oops, hold on a second here. There we go. My outers. That's a better arrow, okay? And so this is just going to give me a minus 3xy, because negative 1 times 3xy is minus 3xy. Now I do my inners, which is a positive 3xy. And now the product of my last, which is a minus 1. Now look at what happens when we clean up. I rewrite my 9x squared y squared term because I can't combine it with anything else. But a minus 3xy and a plus 3xy, these cancel. It's like having minus 1 and plus 1. So those cancel, and all I have left is the minus 1. Now this is called a difference of squares. Let me show you a quick brief example of a difference of squares that might bring it home a little bit better than this more complex one. Suppose I had x minus 2. Let's do x minus 2, x plus 2. When I FOIL this, let's look what happens. I get x squared from my firsts. I get plus 2x. My inners gives me minus 2x, and I'm left with minus 4. When I clean this up, these will cancel, and I'm just left with minus 4. This is called a difference of squares because I am subtracting two perfect squares. Notice that we can take the square root of x squared and get x, and we can take the square root of 4 and get 2. That is what a difference of squares is. More on difference of squares will come, but some examples you can think about in your own time are like x squared minus 16, x squared minus 25, x squared minus 36. These are all difference of squares. This becomes x plus 4, x minus 4. This becomes x plus 5, x minus 5. And this becomes x plus 6, x minus 6. So, now that we recognize a difference of squares, what we can say on these is that when you have these difference of squares, these terms here are what's called conjugates of one another. Notice that we have an x plus 4 and an x minus 4. X minus 4 is the conjugate of x plus 4, and x plus 4 is the conjugate of x minus 4. It's that difference in sign. It's like they're the exact same, right? But they differ in sign. And these are conjugates. We're going to multiply 5x minus 2 times 5x minus 2 times 5x minus 2. Notice that taking 5x minus 2 all cubed does not mean I distribute the cube inside the parentheses. It's actually multiplying 5x minus 2 times itself 3 times. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to FOIL this first, and then I'll do this third product later. So from my FOIL, I get a 25x squared coming from the first. The outers is going to give me a minus 10x. And then I have another minus 10x from my inners, and I have a plus 4 from my lasts. Now I'll go ahead and multiply all of this times 5x minus 2. So we have to multiply first. Let's use some color. Let's multiply this here and here. That's going to give me 25 times 5 is 125, and I'll get x cubed from x squared times x. And then 25x squared minus 2 times a minus 2, pardon me, will give me a minus 50x squared. Now, we need to multiply the minus 10x times both inside these parentheses. So we're going to get a minus 10x times 5x is minus 50x squared. But before I do that, let me show you something else. I think it would be better, actually, if I cleaned this up. Can't I combine like terms? I can. So what I'm going to actually do is let's backtrack just a little bit. Let's first combine like terms to make our life easier. Notice minus 10x and minus 10x will give me minus 20x. Now I'm going to use this product because I like this better. Okay, so back to red. 25x squared times 5x is still 125x cubed. And 25x squared times minus 2 is still going to give me minus 50x squared. But now I'm going to multiply minus 20x times 5x, and that'll give me minus 100x squared. Now minus 20x times minus 2 is 40x. The minus minus made it plus. Now I have 4 times 5x, which is going to give me a 20x. And 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. So now let's clean all of this up. What are like terms and what are not? It looks like I have 125x cubes. Those are my only cubes. But I can combine these squares here to get a negative 150x squared. Then I have a 60 for my x's, and I still have a minus 8.